Yo, 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 yo. This is part 3 of the daily 553, where we learn to be a better gamer. At the end of part 2, we were looking at a game between TLO and Baby Knight, where I felt like TLO went for a cool composition that could have broken the fourth, could have resulted in a win right there, but it didn't. And I felt like some of the follow-up decisions were a little bit inconsistent and didn't have a clear, definitive, this is what I'm going for. And this game, I think, is a great example of that clear, consistent, this is what I'm going for. Ready, set, rapid fire analysis, go! Oh, damn it, the P button didn't work. There it is. Hitting that P button. All damn P buttons. Alt M P buttons. Typing skills. Thundercats, ho! Hero, yapta! I loved Heroes Season 1 and no others. TLO starts off with a hatchery first build order, considered by many to be the correct way to open in a standard sense, rather than the 14th pool. Is the sound off? Oh, I see. I have my thing muted. So Elfie is doing one of these Ermagerd, not going for a pool first. Or excuse me, not going for an expo first. While I was busy trying to figure out my sounds, I didn't pay any damn attention to what TLO did with his gas, and I actually have to. I'm so sorry. I know this is rapid fire, but I was busy joking about Hiro Nakamura. Or is it Nakamura? I can't remember what his last name was in Heroes. So this is interesting to me straight off the bat. We see that TLO just basically did this. TLO may have seen that there was no wall off yet and concluded that it was not an early expand, but he still did not really have definitive information either way. So he just did elect to go straight up for dem extractor techs. 1 queen, 2 queen, we all queen for ice cream. Getting all the queens up and continuing to leave dudes in gas. This is sort of an interesting choice, sort of sensible choice. We're pretty sure our opponent is going to expand eventually, but we're primarily worried about things like 4 gates, early sort of gate plus air pressure. So lings for the gateway units, queens for the air units. That's why the 4 queens out so quickly. And everything else looks pretty normal. Also, mothership cores are a big pain in the butt. So we want to take our speedlings to identify WTF is going on. We've seen the expand come up. Around the 6 minutes and 15 second mark to the 6:45 mark is where we would receive pressure from gateways, were he to be doing that sort of pressure build, but we see nothing, so we can conclude that he is not. So this is a pretty standard answer, taking the third eventually, and of course taking ourselves our layer. Around 8:30 to 9 is probably when I would be worried in TLO's shoes of a follow-up push. So I have a little bit of leeway time. Hence why we see these spine crawlers going down, the spore crawlers going down, and we want to be getting some more information in TLO's shoes. I think that the really fast infestation pit is fine. I think that sending a Zergling down here to get a little bit more of a sense of what's up is also fine. I want to pause right now at the 9-minute mark just so we can take a look at how Protoss base would look, having gone gateway first and then expanding. It's not really impressive, is it? It's not really mind-blowing. I mean, we're gearing up to take a third, but we haven't spent the funds on taking the third. So any attack that I was saying around 9-minute mark would likely be just like a pure gateway attack. Nothing too terrifying that we can't hold off with just our lingies and eventually our other tech. But I just wanted to drop in dat dare bird's eye view. So a lot of droning. Some of these Zerglings out to be able to do some zoning, but upon seeing this, in my head I'd be like, oh, alright, further delay in tech. Oh, or further delay in attacking. Oh, I saw a Stargate. Didn't I? Hold on, I'm backing up because there was some vision in there. There's the Overseer. Yeah, oh, I see that there's an attempt at a third. Oh, I got in here and I saw a Stargate tech. Now, I don't care that Elfie canceled it and goes instantly for Robo. What I care about is the fact that TLO saw this Robo, he saw the Stargate going up. Really clear choice. This is going to work well because he's going to have a low gateway count no matter what. Oops. He's going to have a low gateway count no matter what because he has 1, 2 big tech paths. And even if he does get up Colossus, he's not going to have that many gateway units to support. Colossus are excellent against Hydras, but you can't go no units plus a lot of Hydras. Excuse me, no units plus some Colossus to beat Hydra. So you actually do need the other units in there. So, in other words, Hydras are a perfect defensive tool. They defend against air, should it happen. They defend against low gateway counts, which is likely happening. So we're just going for 4th and Hive. Same thing I said last game, right? If you know your opponent can't put pressure on you, go for 4th and something. So 4th and a 5th, 4th and a Hive. All that makes total sense. And the Hydras are the perfect all-purpose units to deal with small gateway counts, air, and small numbers of robo units. This is where I'm getting really excited. A macro hatch. Macro hatch, going straight for the Ultralist tech, going straight for the Vipers. This is exactly what we saw last game. We're seeing a Protoss player with Colossus, other types of things, all that goody goodness. We're seeing TLO go for this Hydra, Ling, plus Ultralist army, but he's going for it quite fast. For the 4th game in a row, we're seeing TLO go for this swift 14-ish minute, 13:30 early Hive push. Even though the openings have been different, still sort of winding up in the same spot. The forward evolution chambers for the consume on the Vipers, really cool. Really, really like that. Look at this! Holy crap! This, in my eyes, I'll actually say right now, this, in my eyes, is like the key brilliant moment in this whole game. This, and this, and this, it's all the same consistent message. I am trying to overrun you with lots of units that are fast. I am not trying to get a hyper-efficient, amazing Broodlord Infestor army and win with one punch. I am trying to deny 4th bases, and of course we should probably put something here, and I'm just going to overrun. Were I in TLO's shoes right now, I would absolutely not ever tech to Broodlords. In this position, there's no need to tech to Broodlords at all. There's a brilliant composition. I'm just so thrilled to see this. This is going to be a completely horrifically inefficient attack. This is going to be way cost ineffective for TLO. He'll likely lose a lot more. But look at the minimap. We have so many bases. We're just going to flood right on in here. This is an aggressive force, even with some buildings in the way. Yuckity yuckity yak. Our whole attack got butt smacked. But that's fine. No awkward transitions to, you know, things like trying to switch to Infestor Broodlord. We could begin a slow transition to Infestor Broodlord, continue to do attack like this while slowly incorporating more Infestors. There's no need. Power overwhelming mode engaged. Ling Ultralist. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. I think this is just a really nicely executed attack. I'm going to come back and just talk about what I'd like to call the alley-oop-a-doop, or more commonly the alley-oop, in the unit station. Actually, I'm surprised that TLO has only 75 drones. I would have expected more like 95. And then just continued rally to the front unit. In the units lost tab, way more lost on the Zerg front. No big deal. We have the economy. We are a 4th denying peoples. And if we end up with enough money, we make an attack at the front, and then just replenish and continue to deny the 4th. Great positioning. Great positioning. Grand maneuvering. Elfie literally never had a chance. Units lost out. How's it looking for us? Wow. Well, it's looking like it's evening up a little bit, but Zerg is still going to be coming out behind in this engagement. See, I told you so. Doesn't matter, we're just going to continue rallying. Rally. Ling Ultra, perfect replenishment army. I think that this is not necessary. This is the transition I was talking about earlier, 7 infestors in the production. We could begin to slowly transition into those infestors while going Ling Hydra Ultra and just rallying forward, getting horribly inefficient trades, but still a positive outcome. Or we could just continue to flood this exact competition and win. I sincerely don't think that these infestors were that pivotal to this. But this is really nice. This is a really straightforward, critical moment. It happens. Can't remember when the hell it happens. This is great. We scout something that will give us a really simple conclusion. We scout this robotics facility, this Stargate, and this pylon, which implies a soon-to-be third base. All that means he can't have a lot of gateway units. He just can't. I think it's so important to note that all the foundations of analysis don't really rely on identifying what he is doing. It emphasizes what he can't be doing. Because there's never any real guarantee as to what your opponent is doing, unless you have vision. For instance, we could be against a terrible Protoss, and we could scout 3 Stargates, a fleet beacon, and we could see that on his mothership core he's researched air armor. And he could still build 8 robo bays and make no air units. That's bad, but he still can do that. So we want to identify what he physically can't do. So again, Robo, Stargate, third base, all coming up at around the same time. He can't have a lot of gateway units. So this election to get Hydras as our defensive tool, small number of Hydras, can defend against everything, unless it's a lot of gateway units and Robo units. But fortunately, he can't have a lot of gateway units, so we just cross that off. Using that, and then, again, if he can't have a lot of gateway units, he can't really attack us. So we just go Hive and a 4th. So this was the first smart key play where I'm like, ooh, TLO, tickling my bones. And then the other one was right around here at the 14-minute mark, where we said, okay, look out 4th, look out for 4th. Again, we should probably have a lookout for 4th there, even though it's like the most inconvenient 4th ever. And we are up against one of 2 things. A Protoss player intending on some 3-base push timing, or a player using 3 bases to get up a 4th. So we're just going to build up an army that would deal with the 3-base push timing, which would be Ultra, Ling, Hydra, Viper. And we'll defend if he attacks, and we'll attack if he doesn't attack. And then this beautiful, this is just like a symphony of coordination. Boom. Boom and boom. So good. And, pop quiz for fine folk. Why would TLO expand to this and this simultaneously? Why wouldn't he, for instance, expand here and here? These two are closer together and easier to defend. We could actually just control one location and be able to defend that. Oh, because we have an army that is very fast and mobile. If we have the faster army, we expand to opposite corners. If we have the slower army, we expand to the same spot. If we were if we were Broodlord and Fester, we should expand here and here. We should expand close together because it's hard to cover those distances. But we want to expand like this, so that way if he attacks here, we can counterattack, shut down the 4th, pull back, and we still have this base up here. It's perfect. It's perfect. Symphony of coordination. Did he get the adrenal glands? You're goddamn right he got the adrenal glands. TLO's it, man. Perfect focus. No distracting elements. And this attack is actually a deny the fourth attack. We're gonna poke. We're gonna see if we can do something. We're not gonna be upset if we can't. Ultralisks, by the way, can always be at the front because they cannot be force fielded. Just a nice poke. Poke, 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 poke. Pokey, pokey. Getting some a couple of advantages. This is perfect for this sort of army. This is great, and continuing to just drill out the ultras. I think we might be a little ultralisk heavy here because we already have 5. We don't need a ton. We might need more just Ling Hydra in this sort of position. A few ultras. Ultras kind of have that diminishing utility because one ultralisk can knock down force fields as well as 10 ultralisks can. But remember in that last game we looked at the end of part 2, TLO was doing an attack like this, but was not doing an expand like this. Was not doing an expand like this. Was not having a macro hatch like this. So for instance, I want you to note the difference of this post-attack from the last one. TLO getting killed off. TLO losing all his stuff. Look at the larva. Larva count down at 8. And in fact, most of the larva is at this top side. And, I guess not at this bottom side. But still, low on larva, making a lot of zerglings, replenishing this army, and gaining more resources at the end of the day. This is great. This is so great. So cool, we're getting to do another push. We're getting additional geysers up. We're securing additional locales. And this push actually got to occur much quicker. Thanks to this macro hatch. And the fact that we had actually built this macro hatch early. So I mean, I'm sort of just beating the dead horse here about this one key point, but this macro hatch has been up for a long time and has been giving significant extra larvae for TLO. And it's allowed us to get a lot more additional larvae up for this final remax. Come on, TLO, do your injects. Oh my god, this looks so bad. Oh my god, TLO, your injector's so bad. All that stuff. Now, ordinarily I would take questions here. However, I actually am going to be setting up for the After Hours Gaming League cast between Google and Microsoft. So please stay tuned, stay on this very channel, twitch.tv/day9tv, to watch Google versus Microsoft. Yeah! And if you have questions, please again go to day9.tv and post in the daily number 553 forum. Please let me know what you thought of today's format and what you would like to see more of. And of course, the questions you have. Oh, all them pen twiddlies. Oh, look at that pen twiddlies. Oh, he's gonna die. He dropped his pen. Alright guys, stay tuned. We got some wicked rad AHGL